Kwame Kilpatrick is in danger of going back to prison because of a Christmas gift from a popular pastor. The State Department of Corrections says Kilpatrick was seen on a Walmart security camera last month counting $2,000. Pastor Corey Brooks of Chicago says he sent the cash when he received a letter from Kilpatrick pleading for help. Kilpatrick owes hundreds of thousands of dollars in restitution from his role in the text message scandal, and investigators are trying to see if he violated his parole by failing to report that Christmas cash. Here's what Kilpatrick said to reporters about the gift.
Mr. Kilpatrick, did you actually receive those funds? Funds from a Chicago pastor?
You all are very thirsty. I can see that. This wouldn't be a news story anywhere else but Detroit, but with Kwame Kilpatrick.
If Kilpatrick is found to have violated parole, he could be locked up again before the verdict is even read in his federal corruption trial.
Our 7 Action News investigators have been following that trial every single step of the way, and Heather Catala is here now to talk about today's developments. And we talked yesterday about Mr. Milton, one of the mayor's closest friends, on the stand yesterday, again today.
Yes, Derek Miller is a key witness in this case. Of course, not only is he an important insider, remember he was charged as a member of the so-called Kilpatrick enterprise, he's also being used to tie up a lot of loose ends. The feds have covered dozens of elements in the case with Miller. Today he talked about everything from private plane rides to that Synagro sludge hauling contract. Remember that? I remember that one very well. You know, yesterday he also detailed about the alleged cash kickbacks to the mayor. What was the focus of today's testimony? The focus today seemed to be a little bit more on Bobby Ferguson. Now, Miller talked about how contractors from all over the city would meet with him to complain that they weren't getting city business because of Ferguson. He also testified that it was standard for him to ask contractors if they were including Ferguson in their contract bids. And even though there was a lot of emphasis on the mayor's friend, that testimony potentially hurts Kilpatrick as well, since Miller said much of what he did, again, was at Kilpatrick's direction. And now yesterday he talked about how he came across very, very confident in his testimony. How about today? Same thing. I mean, two days in the stand facing your former ex-best friend. He's quiet, but steady. There were times yesterday when he was very steady, but sometimes a little bit vague. Today he had some more of those I don't recall statements. I don't recall with a witness can sometimes be, I'm not going to play ball with the feds, but in this case his lawyer's telling me, no, that just means he's human. He can't remember everything over the last 10 years, and he's also just saying, hey, I am telling the truth. I just can't remember every single detail. Yeah, so much depends on him being very direct with the prosecution of this. He has to support their case. His plea deal, I mean, how much time he gets in prison depends on how he performs. All right, so you know, if they're putting the final touches now on what's going on in this trial here for 7 Action News at 7, what are you working for us on that story? We've got more coming up at 6, more about Miller's testimony and some more details about some of the things that emerged today, including some more indications that this was an administration very concerned about the FBI listening in on them.